Hello and welcome to Media Industries training presentation of the company's email security policy. My name is Chris, and today I will be giving you an overview of the policy throughout this PowerPoint. The media industry's email security policy plays an important role for the company. As employees at every level of this organization, we are all responsible for maintaining the security standards used to protect sensitive information that is used in daily operations. The policy covers the do's and don'ts when it comes to email security and what to do when an incident occurs. It is important for all employees in media industries to understand their roles when it comes to email security. For starters, everyone here is a potential target. Cybercriminals use tactics like phishing attacks and social engineering to trick their targets and access media industry sensitive information. As I already mentioned, the use of sensitive information is a daily component to the media industry's operations. One mistake can lead to operational delays, information leaks, and the company can also face regulatory consequences. The purpose of the media industry's email security policy is to guide email users on what is expected of them when using our email system. Because spam emails and phishing attacks are common tools by cybercriminals, the policy has been created to detail the do's and don'ts when it comes to emails. Another key detail is that this policy applies to all media industries employees, interns, and third party vendors. The email security policy is broken down into the following areas: acceptable use of the media industry's email systems, user authentication and access controls, data handling and data loss prevention, email threats, and required training and what you should do when there is an incident. The media industry's email systems are to be used primarily for official business purposes. And with that being said, employees can occasionally use the email systems for personal reasons, as long as it does not interfere with the task completions or violate other areas of this policy, such as sending inappropriate messages. To make sure email users are who they claim to be, we use multi-form authentication tools at media industries to access our systems. On top of that, employees are required to use strong passwords and approved devices to access our systems. Please remember that if any device that you are using to access emails gets lost or stolen, your responsibility is to immediately report it to our security team. When it comes to the sensitive data that is used at media industries, we must take steps to keep that data protected. This includes the use of encryption tools for our sensitive data and storing it only in approved places. Now, due to the variety of data that we use, such as personal, financial, and proprietary information, remember that you can never go wrong if you treat media industries information at a higher classification level than what it should be. And if you have questions, it never hurts to ask. As mentioned earlier, employees are a company's largest attack surface for cyber criminals. Whenever you come across an email that seems suspicious, please remember to take a pause before taking action. Cyber criminals are sneaky with their tactics, and one thing that they do is generate an emotional response from their targets. This could look anything like an email saying that you need to take immediate action, or else there will be consequences, or that someone is asking you to click a link to update your information if you want to get paid. If you get something like this, it's important to take a pause. The actions that you should take is reporting the suspicious email to the media industry security team. If the email appears to come from somebody inside the company, you need to verify what's being asked of you through a different way, such as calling the person over the phone or visiting the person's office and asking them directly. Never send an email response to the sender of the suspicious email or click on the suspicious link until the email is verified. As employees of the media industries, we are required to meet the email security policy training standards. This includes annual training of safe email practices and how to identify phishing and social engineering attacks. Quarterly training covers how to properly handle the sensitive information and use encryption and classification levels. There will also be random simulated phishing emails sent out to test the knowledge of email users at identifying these attacks. Okay, it's a fact of life that stuff happens. We are all human, and when something like a security incident happens, media industries doesn't want to make their employees afraid to say something. Because we are relying on each other to be responsible when it comes to email security, that is why it is critical for employees not to be afraid to report security incidents. When a security incident does happen, it's on us to report it immediately to the media industry security team and then to your managers to let them know the situation. After reporting the incident, you will be required to change your email access password. Also, it is important to note that your access may be limited until the incident gets resolved. Remember, stuff happens and we are all human. And if you ever have questions, it never goes wrong to ask. When it comes to the media industry's email systems, remember, use the system in a professional manner. The stronger the passwords, the better. Use encryption on sensitive information. Report any suspicious emails or security incidents. Stay up to date with training and remember that you will be tested. Finally, don't be afraid to ask questions if you have them. What not to do is to use media industries' email systems and send inappropriate or offensive emails. Also, don't put your personal information, such as finances or outside business activities, on media industry emails. Definitely do not share your password or trust suspicious emails. And most importantly, do not wait to report suspicious emails or security incidents. And never be afraid to ask questions. You might identify something shady that others have missed by just asking a question. And remember, email security is the responsibility of everyone at media industries. And for security to work, we all need to pull in the same direction. Thank you very much for your attention to this presentation, and I hope you have a great day.